Once upon a time, a long time ago, way down in the valley where the poor people live, lived a little boy with his family, his mom and his dad but he had 11 brothers and sisters. And very often things would be so bad that they didn't have any food. But the one thing they did have was a cow. And the cow's name was Milky White. Now Milky White, why, she gave the most milk, the most butter, the most cream of any cow in the whole county. So if something happened to the cow, they would be in trouble. Well, one day, they were waiting for Milky White to come back. And wouldn't you know, it got to be 4:30, no Milky White. It got to be 5:30, still no Milky White. And then the little boy said, something has happened. Where is Milky White? You see, this little boy, he was only about this tall. And one thing about him that was quite different was he was not afraid of anything. He even would walk through a graveyard at night. And if anything happened, he'd say, I'm not afraid. Well, the milk cow didn't come back. And everybody in the family started out searching for the milk cow. And they went here and they looked there. And finally, when they were going along the fence line, there was a footprint about this long and about this wide. And it belonged to the troll. Oh no, somebody said, the troll. You see, there was a troll that lived up on top of the hill. A big, gigantic troll. And this troll would come down, and sometimes he would roll rocks down on the people. Sometimes he would come down and steal things from them. They said, oh no, Milky White is gone, and the troll has her. Well, the little boy looked and he said, I'm going to go get her. Oh, his mama said, you can't do that. Because if you go up there, that troll will eat you up. Aren't you afraid? And he said, no, I'm not afraid of anything. And he wasn't. Well, the next morning, he said, Mama, pack me your lunch. I'm going up the hill. You can't go up there. You might get eaten up. And Mama, I'm not afraid, he said. And with that, he just ducked under the fence line and he started up the hill. Now he got about halfway up the hill when he heard a voice. I'm going to eat a little boy today. There's somebody on the hill. I'm going to eat a little boy today. Yum, yum, yum. And he looked around and he got behind a tree and he poked his head around, and there was a witch. She was sitting underneath a tree and she was combing her hair, which was bright green. There she was combing her hair. And she was singing a song. There's a little boy on the hill. I smell him. And if he comes any closer, I'm going to eat him. You think he was afraid? No. He stepped up in front of that tree, walked up to her, and he said, have you seen my milk cow? No, I haven't seen him, but I'm going to eat you. And she took one step towards him. And all of a sudden, she jumped, and her hair flipped up in the air, green hair, and it wound around a branch of a tree. And there she was, hanging by her hair, going like this. Help, help. Well, the little boy went over. You think he was afraid? No. He walked right over, and he undid her hair. She clumped down to the ground. And she looked at him, and she said, you're a strange little boy. I was going to eat you, and you helped me. Now I'm going to help you. Why are you here? Well, he said, I'm looking for my milk cow. Oh, he's probably up there. The trolls probably got him. Well, I'm going up there, said the boy. I think I'll go with you, she said. So up the hill went the boy and the witch with the green hair. Well, they got about 2/3 the way up when all of a sudden they broke into a clearing about the size of this room. And in one corner they could see a gigantic dog. The dog was about this tall. He had yellow eyes. He had fangs. And he was coming right towards the little boy and the witch. And you think he was afraid?
No.
No. He said, "Stop," to the dog. He said, "You're limping." And the dog said, "Ugh." And he walked over and he said, "Hold out your paw." The dog did that. He said, "I thought so. There's a thorn in your paw. I'm going to take it out." He had a pliers in his pocket. Out it came. "You're a strange little boy. I was going to eat you. But now I'm going to help you. What are you up here for?" "Well, we're up to find the milk cow." "Well, it's probably up top of I better go with you." So up the boy went, followed by the witch with the green hair, and then came the dog. They got clear to the top of the hill and they started looking around for the troll. And all of a sudden there was a great big bear, a gigantic bear, about 9 feet tall. Came towards him. Think he was afraid?
No.
No, he wasn't. He said, "Say that again." The bear went, "Ah," and opened his mouth like that. Well, the boy grabbed a stick and shoved it in his mouth. Like that. And the bear couldn't close his mouth. The boy went up and he petted the bear a few times and he pulled out the stick. The bear said, "You know, I think I'm going to help you. What are you up here for?" He said, "Well, I'm looking for a milk cow." "Well, I better go with you." Well, boy went, followed by the witch with the green hair, followed by the dog, and the bear, and they all were moving along, and all of a sudden, they looked, and over there they saw, it said, Troll. You know what that spells? The troll. And it was the troll's cave. It had a great big rock out in front of it, and so all of them that went up there, they stood in front, and the little boy was so little that he just darted around the back of the rock and into the cave. And there he was, a great big dark cave with a light right over there. And then he heard, "Moo." "It's Milky White," he said. "She is up here. Milky White, Milky White." And he went over to where she was and grabbed her by the halter and started to lead her out the door, when all of a sudden, something grabbed him around the neck. It was a long, furry paw. It was the troll. Grabbed him and he said, "Ha! What are you doing here?" "I come to get my milk cow, thank you." "I don't think so. I think I'm going to eat you." And with that, the troll went over and got a great big frying pan about this big around. And he drugged the little boy over and he tossed him in the frying pan along with some butter and some salt. And the fire got hotter and hotter and hotter. Now, do you think he was afraid?
No.
Well, actually, he was quite afraid. And he said, "Oh, no, what am I going to do?" And he did something that he never, ever had done before in his life. You know what that was? He went, "Help!" And all of a sudden, that big boulder rolled down the hill. In came the animals, and each one of them grabbed part of that troll and started shaking him. The dog and the bear, and they were shaking him like that. They let that troll down, and out the door he went. And there he was with the milk cow. Well, they led the milk cow down the hill. And when he got home, they said, "Oh, you've saved us. Now we can eat. Now we can have some butter and milk and cream." And then, the next day, he went back up the hill to find his new friends, the dog, the bear, the witch. And every day after that, he went up to play with them, and he lived happily ever after. And that's the story. Thank you for listening so well.